Throughout my time, I've travelled to quite a lot of different countries. One thing, when you actually visit different Muslim countries, that each country has different problems. Like, for instance, parts of Africa and Asia, maybe some people might leave Islam for Christianity, but they would never leave Islam for atheism. In other countries like Egypt, also in parts of the Gulf, places like Pakistan, India, in the universities, the people are very rich. The elite of the country, if you like. You'll see that sometimes the youth, they leave Islam for atheism. Muslims who actually have so many doubts that they actually end up leaving Islam and openly saying that they're atheist. And this is partly due to their inferiority complex. As we know, with the British Empire, the French Empire, it had a huge effect on the Muslim world, especially with the science and the technology from the West. That people have an inferiority complex. They see the West as the leaders, and not just in the dunya, but also the spiritual leaders of the world. So when you get professors who are educated, highly educated, or they appear to be educated, but they're atheist, then people who don't know much better kind of blindly follow them. And I experienced this in Pakistan actually. I actually visited many universities throughout the country. We did a tour, a few of the brothers from the UK, just visiting the different universities, speaking about different topics. And I was surprised to see in the universities there were many atheists. And people be shocked at this. I'm talking about English speaking, very rich Pakistanis who are going to universities. They've been raised in, like British schools or, Western style schools in Pakistan. And, they've just been raised basically as non-Muslims, a lot of them. When you question them on their belief, or their lack of belief, if you like, you question them on the subject of atheism, they don't have any proof of their belief. And you realise that they're just blindly following the white man. That's all it is, and it's so sad because it's just an inferiority complex, and that's a result of science and technology and the colonialism. It has a huge effect, and it's still affecting the Muslims today. Yeah, for the Muslims, you need to study your history. You need to realise that Allah says He alternates the leadership. The Muslims will not always be on top. The Muslims will not always win every battle. One of the wisdoms of this is to see who is a real Muslim, to see who's going to be there in the hard times. But when you look at the history of Islam, we do have a rich history. Islam at one point was leading science and technology. And of course we can see today that it isn't, but that doesn't mean that Islam isn't true. So people should think for themselves. They should study the religion of Islam properly, study the basics of Islam, but study anything that you claim to believe in. If you claim to be an atheist, study it and have reasons to believe in that. Don't just blindly follow some professor from Oxford University who says he's an atheist, but you don't have your own reasons to believe. You don't have any evidence for what you believe. I find this so much. I speak to some of the Muslims who have left Islam, and when you question them, they know absolutely nothing about atheism. They know nothing about evolution. They don't know anything about Islam. I'm an atheist because, and it's because a white professor is an atheist. It's so sad to see that the whole worldview is based on, just blindly following the white man. It's worship. But the way to tackle this as well is the imams and the people of knowledge have to understand atheism as well. They have to be able to answer atheism. They have to have the knowledge of this. Often the people have come to search for questions. They've asked imams for certain questions of doubts, and the imams just shoo them away and say, you can't ask this question. And it's because they don't know the answer sometimes. So it's important that the imams actually study and learn and stay up to date with the modern doubts that the youth are having, so that they give them good answers or make them confident. Because Islam does have answers. It has answers to all these things. I believe atheism is very easy to deal with. I've not met an ex-Muslim who has not had his questions answered. After we did the tour of Pakistan, we had so many people emailing us, telling us, they started to pray, and they really benefited from the talks by all the brothers who came. So we need to address the problem. We shouldn't just brush it under the carpet.